Miss your favorite show? Download the podcast at kcaaradio.com.
KCAA.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Palm Trees and Progress Presents on NBC, KCAA 102.3 FM, 106.5 FM, and 1050 AM in the Inland Empire and worldwide on all streaming platforms. I'm your host, Eric Xavier Osorio, and joined with us as always, the better half of the show, Andrew Berkeley Big Dog Tavares. Yo, how's it going, brother man?
Going good, dude. How about yourself?
It's going pretty good. Ooh, I like your shirt. Was that a nice little Palm Trees and Progress merch you're rocking right now?
Dude, we have to represent.
Oot, represent to the fullest. What'd you get into this weekend?
Nothing.
As always, we got a great show planned for the listeners. We'll be chopping it up and going over some news articles we skimmed and pretend to read, as well as we'll talk about some recent viral videos. But before that, we'll be introducing our guest, co-founder of Comedy Bang Bang World, CBB World, a guitarist of a Man, co-host and engineer of one of my favorite podcasts, Who Charted, Brett Morris. Brett is here to promote his latest project. He scored all of the music for this new feature film, Destroy All Humans, which is awesome. Check it out, Destroy All Humans. I know it's available on the streaming service Shudder, and I heard him say something about it being on Amazon for rent and we'll get into that a little bit later when we introduce him. But so what was that? You said what were you doing this weekend, Andrew?
Dude, I don't even know. I can't even think of it. What is it? President's Day weekend? I don't know. I really just enjoyed the weekend. Hung out with my parents.
Let me guess.
On Saturday.
Did you and your lady go get drunk somewhere?
We did not.
What?
We chose not to, dude.
Oh my gosh. Were you guys like filling it from the week before, or what's going on?
No, we just chose to get drunk at home.
Yes, love it. Did you guys make it to Sir? Did you guys make it to any of those Vanderpump Rules spots in LA like you were talking about? Did you see Jax or Peter?
It's a pretty hard reservation to get nowadays, I guess.
Wow.
I didn't plan it.
Well, that sounds good. That sounds
like my Amazon Halloween costume waiting till the day before.
Yeah. My friend did that with their kids. So like last Halloween, their kiddo was just wearing like a onesie, which was pretty cool. I guess it worked pretty good for Stitch. But you know what I mean? I love to hear about those last minute things.
They don't go well. They don't usually go that well. I mean, sometimes you can pull it off.
Oh, you were trying to be Barbie when Barbie had just dropped, right? You're trying to be Ken, you and your couple, your little couple costume.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Very hip, and original idea. Well, I guess with no further ado, because Andrew, you're not giving me much to work with today, but let's go ahead.
I didn't do much this weekend.
Oh man, you're the younger one. You're supposed to go party. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and bring on our guest. But we can't do that without some proper music.
She said I'll take some help, yeah. She said I'll take some help, yeah. I get by with a little help from my friends. I get by with a little help from my friends. I get by with a little help from my friends. I get by with a little help from my friends. Now, ain't that right?
Hey, Brett Morris, how's it going, man? Thanks for taking the time and being a part of the show. I'm a big fan, like I stated just a bit ago. How's it going, man?
Good to be here. What's up, fellas?
Yo, man.
What's up?
Oh, I'm so stoked. I was just listening to some Who Charted just before you hopped on, and I found out that one of the songs for the segments, you did the beats just off nice good old drum pad or little desk, right?
Yeah, not even a drum pad.
Yeah.
Way more analog than that.
Yes.
Just a wooden table.
It's funny because I've been looking for that sample and that sound on
In front of me.
NPCs and on Akai's and stuff. Never could find it. Now I know. Secret's out.
Yeah.
Well, for some of the listeners who may not know, why don't you let them know a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Brett Morris. I've been working in podcasting for like over 10 years now. I ran the production at Earwolf for a long time, and then I went off with Scott Ackerman, and we founded Comedy Bang Bang World, where we produce a ton of great shows. And I'm on a few myself, and I've been doing Who Charted, like you said, for basically that entire time. And I'm also a musician. I originally started out in music. That's how I got into production in the first place, but been in a few bands. You might know me from Man Man, play guitar and some various other instruments in that band. I also play bass in Mr. Heavenly. And just always doing lots of random projects.
Yeah,
So,
and your latest project was scoring with, you had another composer that scored Destroy All Humans with you, correct?
yes, that's right. That's Ryan Katner, aka Honus Honus from Man Man. So he's the main
awesome.
dude in Man Man. So he and I teamed up on this soundtrack, and we're very proud of it. We hope to do more films.
Oh man, it was beautiful scoring. Me and my lady watched it yesterday, and we were just getting stoked
nice.
off it the whole time. Yeah, I had to show her because I already
Which
caught
one,
it.
Eric?
But what's going on? Anyway,
Oh,
So which
shit.
one?
no, I'm not that cool. I'm not that cool. And
Bang Bang.
bang bang, comedy bang bang. Let's go. And dude, just the scoring. It was very throwback to you know what movie it reminded me of was Idle Hands. Good old that like horror, dark humor kind of. Do you remember Idle Hands?
Okay, I never saw that one.
Oh, dude, Seth Green, bro, come on. It's classic.
Seth Green.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
I met that guy a while ago in podcasting.
Oh, that's awesome. What show did you what show was he on? Because I know you do all the Off Book, dude. Another one that I'm a fan of as well. Off Book, when you guys were doing that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we still do off book. We just focus on live shows mainly now.
Yeah. I heard you guys were doing emo. What's the emo band too? It's kind of improv emo.
Right. So that one's called Every Place I Cry. That's an improvised emo band. So we improvise emo songs live, and there's 4 lead singers. It's Jess and Zach from Off Book, but then also Ross and Nick, and they're all just brilliant. But yeah, we make up the songs. The band makes up the songs. They make up the lyrics. The whole deal.
Man, and it's funny because I feel a little attacked with that song, with a band name and all of it. Because you're not really into
know.
emo much. You're more of a metalhead, right?
Right now.
Yeah. So
The belly of the beast.
yeah. So it's just like very pandering and condescending to like fans like me, but I'm like, damn, it sounds good.
It's done with love, man. I
Yes.
mean, at least with them.
Yeah.
I have some fangs out for that shit.
Oh yeah, I'm familiar because every time you
never-
talk about
I never
Blink
thought I could
182, I'm like, oh, dude. you think Green Day was the one to get it better, and I think the exact opposite. I'm like, I never was really into Green Day. I'm more into Blink 182, and then just to hear you trash them all the time, I'm like, Brett, no.
Well, let me ask you something. I mean, how old were you when Blink 182 came out?
Yeah, I'm a 92 baby, so
There you go.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Isn't it funny how like music somehow was always peaking when we were around 10, 11, 12?
I guess you're right.
Like that's always the best year in music.
And I will argue with anyone about it, for sure.
Yeah, of course.
On your show, Who Charted, something that stuck with me that the host Howard Kramer said, it always stuck with me when you guys were talking about the Strokes in that kind of genre of music. I think he just said off the cuff was like, who knew the Strokes were going to be so influential? And I was like, oh, dude, a lot of my favorite bands are like derivative of that. And I hear it.
Totally. I know. For me, I'm still trying to like click with the Strokes, and I think I'm getting there. Like now, like I don't know. For someone who was, I'm making myself sound old, but I was just like, I was still in high school, but I was, I don't know. I just remember that period where there was all the bands.
Right. Okay.
Like there are the Strokes and the Hives and just like all of those, and I just felt like, in my mind, I kind of lumped them all together, and I somehow missed the real deal with the Strokes, like the way everyone talks about they were like this singular band. I didn't see them that way, and I didn't. So like I'm looking back on them now and trying to get it. So I'm trying to honor that because I believe everyone
Right?
when they
Yeah.
say that.
Yes.
Eric, you're gonna have to play a song. You're gonna have to show some.
Yeah, give me a
What's
deep
your
cut.
favorite song? Yeah.
Oh, I don't
take the
know.
radio ones.
Any of the Strokes songs that was in Entourage, I guess I'm like, I like that one because
There you go.
Vinny and Turtle were just getting into nonsense together. It was awesome. But dude, the Destroy All Neighbors. I'm sorry. Crazy cast, amazing cast. When I was when they were going through the credits, I was like, I didn't know all of these people were in it. And also I was stoked to see the music composed by Brett Morris and your homie's name too, because I'm like, yeah, dude, I've been.
Thank you. I was stoked too.
Yes, yeah. Oh man, it's great stuff. Andrew, I sent you a torrent link to watch it. Just kidding. Did you ever make your way over there to Shudder? What's going on?
For the movie?
Yeah,
Or
bro.
For the song. No, I didn't get to see the
Wow.
movie yet, but that
Has one
Andrew,
job.
come on, you had all weekend, dude. You didn't do anything this weekend.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, he knows.
You could have been watching.
Yeah, it's too late for excuses now, buddy.
and I can't even say it was football. I can't say anything. There was nothing.
Oh, we're all kind of heartbroken over the
Okay,
Super Bowl
I watched
still,
that.
huh?
Yeah, there was the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Just watch that.
That's
Slam
not-
dunk and let's go, baby.
Yeah, it's like the Harlem Globetrotters these days.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that was interesting.
but you can rent it now, like you were saying. You can rent it on Amazon Prime. You don't have to be a member of Shudder anymore if you want to watch it. So that's cool.
Oh, that's awesome! Heck yeah! Because I have a PlayStation 4. I don't want to flex on you guys. And
All right.
sorry guys, but I was looking for Shudder on there, and I'm like, what's going on, Sony? They don't want Shudder's not available on that one, I guess. So I had to hit it on my Roku. But yeah, I was like,
There you
Sony,
go.
get it together. So Jonah Ray Rodriguez wrote it, and I had no idea about that either. Been a big fan of them and stuff. Of the Meltdown. Was that their show on Comedy Central that they had?
Yes. Yes.
And Kumail, dude, that jaw line, man, what a babe, bro.
His jaw's getting more rugged by the year.
It's awesome. I was
Yeah.
like, dude, he looks like handsome Squidward. That might be a little before your time, or after your time. I'm sorry, but yeah. Also another funny thing that I noticed when I was looking you up, the Mr. Heavenly band. I was a fan of them since I saw the music video. Must have been Making Excuses. When I saw them Making
cool.
Excuses, I think you promoted on one of the podcasts you're on, and
Yeah.
so I was looking it up today, and I love the Wikipedia or the little band photos. I might post one on our Instagram, Palm Trees in Progress. It has the 3 photos of the 3 band members, and then your
Yeah.
name, and just like like on MySpace when you would like first make a profile, it just has a silhouette.
Yeah.
I was like, Brett Morris. Oh, where's my boy? Why is he? I know you have photos online.
Dude, somebody's, with Wikipedia, somebody else has to make it for you.
Oh,
So,
okay. Yeah.
I'm putting it out there. Someone out there make me my Wikipedia page.
You know what? Andrew doesn't do
I'm
much
not
on the
gonna be that
weekends.
guy who writes his own Wikipedia page.
Yeah, you're gonna see like a couple of like eyes in there as well. Instead, like, oh no, I think he wrote it himself. This was
Yeah.
me. Andrew, you're gonna do nothing this weekend. Probably just get stoned and get drunk. So come on, dude, do us a solid, bro.
You know what? I might jump onto Wikipedia. They're just always asking for money, though.
Yeah, this guy's on Wiki Feets more than
I always try
anything.
to look the other way. I'm always like, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I feel bad.
You don't hesitate to donate to Wiki Feets though, man. What's up with that, bro?
Nah.
Oh man.
Oh man, but I want to ask Brett. So, Brett, how'd you go from being in a band to producing? I guess all these different podcasts or music scoring. How did you get into that transition?
Yeah, I mean, it was like kind of happenstance, but years ago, just playing in bands around LA and just shows like every other day, but we didn't have any money, so it was kind of like, who's gonna engineer our albums, or how do we make our recording sound good, and then so we just pool our resources and decide to do it ourselves, and it's just, and I've been doing it for years, since I was like 12, 13, just like interested in it, but I was never as interested in sound as I was just like making music. But over the years, yeah, like out of necessity, you start all right, I want to record this. How do I record it? You know, I guess I got to do it myself. And you just start picking up skills. And so it was through playing with bands that I picked up some production skills and started getting an interest in that and starting mixing music and mixing for other people. Then I was like, hey, this might pay the bills more than playing bars around LA or whatever. So, through a buddy of mine, I just happened to get hooked up with Earwolf. And at that point, podcasting in general was just like almost like a cottage industry. And Earwolf especially was like this tiny little startup. And so, through just mutual friends and stuff, I started recording comedy shows and then, and got hired at Earwolf. And I've always loved comedy and I've come up with a lot of comedy and been a big fan, but, I wouldn't call myself like a comedy nerd at that point. Like I wasn't just a fanboy of everybody at Earwolf. I was pretty green to the whole scene, but like it just very quickly just fell in love with everything I was recording there, and it became less of like a day job and more like just like like I was just part of like this really cool like punk rock company at that point. And then so that's how I got into podcasting. But then funny enough, like through podcasting started, because the comedy and music worlds are so intertwined, started just meeting so many people. And that's actually through podcasting how I like first met Honus, like Ryan, who I scored this movie with. And I first met Nick Thorburn from Mr. Heavenly. And I first met all these different people, I've ended up making a lot of music with. So it all kind of came full circle that way.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you said you were starting to like mix and record when you were 12 and 13ish?
I didn't necessarily start to mix and record. I mean, I was tinkering with the tech back then.
Yeah, I was wondering what
recorders and stuff.
Yeah, I was wondering what like DAW you were using back then, or if was it all analog?
Oh man, I mean, I remember getting stoned with my brother and his buddies like in his little shed, and he had one of the early Pro Tools.
Sick.
And I remember that, like us just recording just the dumbest stuff, at his place and looking at Pro Tools and being like, oh man, that looks complicated,
I hope it was a cracked
but that
file.
was like 90s Pro Tools.
Yeah.
I can't even, it's insane that people actually recorded full-blown albums on that.
Off of
like
there.
just thinking back to that. Like,
hey, do you think it was a cracked version of Pro Tools, or do you think it was purchased?
knowing that guy was probably cracked.
Shout out to LimeWire and Kazaa, am I right?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I'm not going to incriminate myself.
Allegedly.
Back in those days with no money, I had to learn on a lot of cracked software.
Yes.
But these days, I'm above board. I'm all above board.
Oh, wow. La-di-da, man. That's not very punk rock.
I wouldn't even know how to do it anymore.
Yeah, you know what? I
That's-
used to be able to know how to do that, and then
Yeah.
allegedly I had to get like a new program or something, updated my MacBook or Mac, and I was like, how do I do this again? 5 years ago I
Yeah.
was sick with throwing the serial code and whatever else, and now I'm like, I don't even know what a VPN or whatever is, you know? So
They cracked down on all that stuff years ago.
yeah.
I remember Pirate Bay. I
R.I.P.
remember-
Pirate Bay.
Yeah.
That guy's doing like
Remember all
a
that.
lot of time, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Andrew, it's not worth it. We're gonna get into we're gonna get into the song "Free" off of "Destroy All Neighbors." So this is a Man track. Is that what it is?
Yeah, so this is officially like a Man single. This is like at the end credits, so it's a little different vibe than the whole rest of the movie, which is really scoring like what you're seeing on screen, and it's wacky and prog rock and all over the place. This was more like, hey, we need like a real song at the end, like a feel good.
Oh, you know what? Then let's get into something more than more of the style of it. Give me 1 second. Andrew,
Oh yeah, whatever you want.
Andrew, why don't you kick down some knowledge real quick?
Some knowledge. Let me just spit a fact real quick. I don't got my gaming.
Get your Snapple on, dude.
I should have done it with Wikipedia.
I know. I feel so bad. I've been doing it for years. Yeah, I'm gonna change his picture right now. But no, that's so cool, Brett, that you're able to, kind of go in through different industry avenues. Like you said, you started in music, and then you got into comedy, and then gets into music, and how they're all intertwined.
Yeah.
Like that's awesome. Like everybody does say, networking or just being able to work and just be genuine with who you are. As like when you go and meet everybody, they see that and they see your work that you're making, and they want to collaborate with you and kind of be able to share ideas and bounce ideas off each other. So that really is awesome that you can just go into like being a producer. How's that feeling? I guess
Don't pander to Brett that way.
No, I just want to say like that's so cool. Like you get to see your name as a production.
Yeah,
you produce this, and other people get to see your work and hear it.
Yeah, I mean, I've always loved the idea of producing. I've done a bunch of it now over the years, but like
Have a Summer. Did you do the Have a Summer album as well, right?
Oh yeah, I did a bunch of
Dragon
the
Boy
Summer
Suede
albums with Howard Kramer. Did a bunch of Dragon Boy Suede stuff.
Yes.
Really proud of that stuff. But that's all me, like really producing, like in the traditional sense, like not just on the boards and mixing, but working with the artists and getting the best out of them and working with their ideas and doing what I can to contribute, make them better. I love that stuff. Like, I love doing my own stuff too, but working with other creative people and collaborating and just like, I can really like seize on ideas and adapt to what they're doing and like make it better, hopefully, and so that's something I immediately loved about, working with these people. And but at the end of the day, like I was just talking about this with Scott Ackerman, actually, from Comedy Bang Bang. Like
sick flex, I'm jealous.
I mean, so much comes down really to being like a good hang with people. Like you were saying, like people like working with you, and then you end up working on something else with them, or that they think about you the next time they're doing something. And it just comes down to like a lot of friendships and making a lot of friendships with these people and doing like a trustworthy job on whatever you're working with. But some of the stuff is super technical, and then some of it's fairly easy, but you got to be you're right in the room with all these creative people, and you don't want, if you shrink down and don't make a scene, like I don't know, a lot of it comes down to just being a good hang. And I really, at this point in my life, with post Earwolf, it's really nice to just be able to like collaborate with exactly the people I love being around.
All right.
That's awesome.
That was Brett Morris, and here's Destroy All Neighbors by Brett Morris and Ryan Katner off of the Destroy All Neighbors soundtrack. That was Destroy All Neighbors by Brett Morris and Ryan Katner. You were listening to Palm Trees and Progress Presents on NBC KCAA. Yo, yo, yo. Andrew, what'd you think about that jam, right?
Dude, that was awesome. That was sick.
Is
And
that
then the ending too?
Yeah,
the
is that
cutout
something
was-
that Jack Black was talking about, a face melter? Is that what
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go, man.
That was the goal with that one.
Yes.
That's what starts the whole thing.
Yeah, and it does give a vibe of the movie and how like it's a fun horror flick, and I feel like they don't make those kind of campy things anymore, and it's just a good old time.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, to me, it was like, what are the odds that the the movie that we're being pitched to work on is like prog rock, horror. I love that. Comedy. I love that. All these people I already know are in it, and then it actually turns out to be like a really fun movie, So, just super proud to be on it. It was I will say it was a crazy project to work on. It was a huge challenge. Ryan and I were shoulder to shoulder in this little, because I was in between moving places.
Okay.
So I didn't have my home studio that I would normally work out of comfortably. So, and it was pouring rain in LA. I had to get all my stuff out of storage. We moved into this little rehearsal spot with no bathroom. We were just like huddled in there for like months, just kind of going crazy. I think you can probably hear some of that in the
Certain
it probably
parts.
benefited the music.
Yes.
But it was just cool. It's just a lot of my influences that I was able to like jump into and work with.
Yeah, I don't want to give anything away from the movie because it's just a fun, wild ride. But I will say I felt seen as an audio engineer. I was like, oh, dude. And I see song number 2 is what is it? Mr. Knob Twister? Mr. Knob Twirler?
Knob Twirler.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's certified or whatever.
Totally.
Yeah. So I was watching feeling like, oh, I get it, dude. I get it.
Totally get it. You're totally right. They just don't make that many movies like this anymore. It feels like, Alex Winter's in it, and that was a huge like pinch yourself moment for me to be able to like shred guitar in an Alex Winter, from Bill and Ted's like.
Yeah.
I was thinking back. I even told him this when I got a chance to really meet him and stuff. Like, Bill and Ted was like a primary influence for me, I think. Like, even getting into music.
Your favorite number, 69. You love the Circle K.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But like everything about it, the attitude of it, when that came out, it was a big deal. And you got to remember, Bill and Ted was before Wayne and Garth. It was before Beavis and Butthead.
Oh man!
Like Bill and Ted started that thing in my world.
How do you feel about Bogus Journey and the newest one as well?
I love them, but I've only seen the newest one once. I would have to see it again to comment much on it, but I love Bogus Journey. I love that stuff.
Yeah,
I'm sure. That's probably my Blink 182 in your case. Like,
Yes.
I'll defend it to the death. I don't care what.
I'm
anyone
sorry.
says. I love that stuff. But no, like those movies to like a young kid, I don't know. They taught you like what was cool about metal and forming a band with your friends, and I was like to think back, I don't think I would have realized that movie made that big of an impact on me getting into music, but I think it did.
Oh, that's amazing.
So it's really cool.
Yeah, it sounds like it's your SLC punk for a lot of kids.
For sure, yeah. And they just don't. It's cool that's one cool thing about Shudder, the network that it came out on. If you're a horror nerd, like it's a really cool network, and it's run by people who know the genre, and it's like they fortunately greenlit this thing. But yeah, scripts like this just don't get made into movies that much anymore. So it's cool to be part of something weird and practical effects, which I love. You don't see CGI in this one. It's all puppets and prosthetics and
practical effects is awesome. That gives it
fun.
that old school feel as well. Classic feel. Horror nerds is all cool up until like you go on a date, say your first date, and things are going good, and you go back to the chick's house and she throws on the Terrifier. throw on the Terrifier. I don't know if you guys ever seen that, but
I haven't seen that yet. I've been meaning to.
It's-
I heard the Terrifier 2 was making people
Like-
puke. And
yeah, I didn't make
know.
it. Me in that relationship didn't make it to Terrifier 2, but I will say it's definitely it's gory as heck. Not a first date movie to put on, but you know, it was one of those girls that like for sure shop at Hot Topic or used to shop at Hot Topic. So she was
Okay.
like alt, I guess is what she was going for. But
tell her to come to an Every Place I Cry show.
yeah, I'll for sure. I'll re-download Tinder and I'll message her and let her know.
Yeah, it sounds like that didn't work out.
Hey, you know.
Eric, what happened? I believed in you guys.
Watch the Terrifier. It is horrible. It's scary. I mean, honestly, if I had better standards, I would have left, but I didn't. And you know, I didn't watch the second one.
I heard it was rough,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm curious about it.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this next track. Let's get into "Goat" by Man Man. You were listening to Palm Trees in Progress. We are with Brett Morris. Let's go.
Don't fuck this up. There's a big game.
You're listening to Palm Trees and Progress Presents on NBC KCAA. That was Lonely Boys by Man Man, and previously before that, we had Goat. Yo, yo.
Did he cut something off, Brett? I feel like he cut something off.
Oh, he cut off my guitar solo.
Oh, did I? Oh.
It's the Thin Lizzy guitar solo. You cut it off.
You know what? Let's here it is with Brett Morris's guitar solo. I can't believe I almost missed that guitar solo. Brett, I'm so sorry.
All good.
For viewers of the show on KCARadio.com and or YouTube later, my face is melted, fully melted. They can see it, but the listeners don't know. Oh man, solid. I love that. The bounce to that song it reminds me a lot of that Mr. Heavenly song as well. Making excuses that, and then the first one kind of was it Bad Town vibes I was getting.
Little bit. Yeah, Goat. That one I'm playing marimba in.
Ooh,
So that was a fun departure for me.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, how fun! That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you guys working on any new jams right now?
Well, not really. I mean, Man is, but I'm not in it right now. So
Okay.
it's a little bit. The band members kind of come and go in that band.
Oh, right.
So
Okay.
my newest Man contribution is that song "Free," which is on the soundtrack.
Oh, and
then,
that's a nice one too. Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear me on the last album, which that song was on, Dream Hunting in the Valley of the In-Between, and the Beached single before that, and the single Dig Deep.
Okay,
also.
awesome. Are you working on anything like, I know you have so much that you're already busy with, Comedy Bang Bang World, who charted, all of the other show, Cry, what's the emo band
Every
name
Place I Cry.
Every Place I Cry. You got a lot going on. Is there any
Improv
like
for Humans.
solo Improv for Humans as well? Is there any like solo projects you're doing besides the Christmas album from Hollywood Handbook?
That,
Dude,
yes.
dude.
Always working on that.
Yeah, 17 songs or 27 songs, I forgot. Classic stuff, dude. Oh man.
I wish I could say that I have like a solo thing in the works. That's something that's always on my bucket list.
Right.
And I hope to get to that. Right now my hands are kind of full with everything else, but stay tuned. Something's always coming out. So
yeah, and then where can they find you on social media?
yeah, I'm Brett Morris Internet on Instagram and Threads, and also I'm still on Twitter, but I don't use it that much. Brett's Per Minute on there. Yeah. Find me there?
What about your OnlyFans? You want to plug that while we got you on the air?
Oh, that's my pseudonym.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, bad for sure. I feel like we should get into some Dragon Boy Suede. I'm stoked to get some Dragon Boy.
Nice.
This is a newer track, correct?
Yeah, it's a newer, older one. So we put it together a couple years ago, but we still haven't put it out.
Okay.
And I thought we did, but we didn't. And now with spring coming up, fairly soon.
Yeah.
This is a spring-themed song about super bloom, which is the phenomenon of all the flowers blooming. It's called a super bloom some years.
Oh yeah,
Dragon Boy Suede, he loses his mind when the super bloom happens. It gets to his head. The pheromones are too strong.
Oh, I cannot wait to
it's
hear this
affecting
one. So here's some Dragon Boy Suede produced by Brett Morris. Let's go.
Something's in the air. Can you feel it? The bees are buzzing. Mother Nature is in full Caligula. I'm going nuts, everybody. I gotta tell you about it. Ooh, super bloom. The plants are giving off perfume. Ow, I want it now. Like a bee, I wanna pollinate a flower. Pollen in the air and it's breezy. I'm thinking about going into species. I found myself gazing up a tree. That squirrel is looking good to me. I wanna catch a trout, go with the flow. Feed a crow, see where the evening goes. Inhaling all these flower blossoms. Suddenly I need some possum. Ooh, super bloom. The plants are giving off perfume. Now, I want it now. I wanna move to Texas with a cow. This ain't a local thing. This is all around the world. Let's take it around the globe, everybody. Here we go. City Zoo, super bloom. I wanna meet a raccoon in the washroom. Six Flags, super bloom. I wanna do a funnel cake on the flume. Sand dune, super bloom. I wanna hump a camel in the pharaoh's tomb. Rangoon, super bloom. I wanna do a chupacabra in Cancun. Gate. Super bloom.
That was Dragon Boy Suede with Super Bloom, produced by Brett Morris. You were tuned in to Palm Trees in Progress Presents.
that was great.
Andrew's not too familiar with Dragon Boy Suede's work, so I was excited to see his reactions on it, and he was stoked. Needless to say, he was beyond stoked.
That was hilarious. No, that was awesome. And the flow of it was just, it's funny when, I don't know, when comedy like that gets to me, where it's just super simple, but it just hits, it just keeps hitting, and just you can follow. Right. You can follow it. That's the best part. Yes. You can follow along with it.
I do want to bring up Brett Morris's background. Is that a Windows XP background, dude?
Yeah, it is.
dude, you should have got a Dell.
On Skype. I haven't been on Skype in a long time. I wanted to take it back to old school Microsoft.
Dude, you should have got a Dell.
You should have got it.
Well, we got about like 10 minutes before we have to get out of here. Thank you for tuning in to Palm Trees in Progress Presents on NBC KCAA. We're with Brett Morris. I want to say thank you again for taking the time and being part of the show, man.
My pleasure.
Yeah, of course. Don't forget to check out Destroy All Neighbors, which is on Shudder and also available for rent on Amazon. Don't forget to check out all of his podcasts, Who Charted, anything on Comedy Bang Bang World, cbbworld.com, and Improv for Humans. And what am I missing?
Jeez, what are you missing? Off book. Come see us live. We're gonna play LA, the Bourbon Room, in early May.
Okay.
And they're on tour right now. I'm not with them, but go support the show if they're coming to your town for sure. Go see them. But in LA, we're playing the Bourbon Room. I think May 5th. That'll be super
Cinco
fun.
de Drinko, let's go.
Yeah, and also keep your eyes out for Comedy Bang Bang tour dates or live dates coming up. And The Neighborhood Listen, that's another podcast I'm on.
Oh, I haven't had a chance to check that out. Is that with Paul F. Tompkins?
That's with Paul F. Tompkins
and his wife,
Nicole Parker.
Oh, no.
I play the character Doug in it.
Yeah.
And that's super fun.
Oh, awesome.
People are loving it.
Yeah. I think they've been on Comedy Bang Bang before as guests, correct?
Oh yeah.
Their characters though, like so
yes.
So I'm all like, dude, what am I doing not on that yet?
I need to shout out to the show Hey Randy, which is on Comedy Bang Bang World. I play a character on that. Hey Randy, like this, I gotta say, this radio show feels like it could almost be in the world of Hey Randy.
Oh, Randy's a legend, dude. Yeah. Randy's him and his lady. Oh, they got some issues. It's the best. I wish I had a truck so I could holler at her. I wish I had a big truck so I could yell obscenities at her, and it would work. It seems it works all the time.
Yes.
Oh man. Another one that I'm slipping on that I haven't, like, I need to subscribe to Comedy Bang Bang World. I'm sorry, man.
Get on there.
What? It's Turtle Talk.
Turtle Talk.
Yeah, the good old one with, like, oh man, no, talking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or whatever. We don't talk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Scott Ackerman and is it
And
Carl
Sean
Tar-
Diston.
Oh, it's Sean Diston, yeah. And
Yeah.
dude, I remember the preview they had on the their free feed, the Comedy Bang Bang feed. I listened to it a while ago and I was like, man, I'm gonna keep holding out until it's free. So it's about time. I need to buckle up. I need
Yeah, there's so much stuff happening behind there now. I gotta say, like, super happy with it. We started it 2 years ago, and we've just amassed, like, we've just made so many great episodes, so many podcasts, and especially that, like Scott does Scott Hasn't Seen,
Yeah.
where he's watching all these old movies he never saw before, with great guests, and we do CBB FM, where Scott brings someone in, and oftentimes musicians, and listen to it's like a radio show really, where they listen to a ton of music, talk about music. And then the CBB Presents feed is where we let our friends go wild, like people like Hey Randy, give them their own show. They get to launch it, and we've now launched a bunch of series that keep going, and they're so good that we're just like, keep going, keep making episodes, like, as long as you want,
Yeah.
it's really fun. Like, we can allow people like Paul Tompkins or whoever to just make one show if they want, like whatever idea they've had rattling around, but don't feel like necessarily committing to every single week of the year.
Yeah.
It's just a fun way to, like, support our friends and be able to make the kind of podcast we've always liked to make. It's like, feels like old school podcasting.
Is your character dating, or have they dated Carissa?
My character?
Yeah.
My character, Mark Padovano. No, he's too annoying and too pathetic to have. I mean, they obviously hooked up at some point.
Yeah,
but
obviously, because it's Carissa.
At this point, it's so fun. I get to be kind of the heel. I'm like the villain along with Carissa.
Oh, nice wrestling term.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm just like an old school, like, annoying, too online, full of misinformation, conspiracy theorists, and I'm just, like, ruining the vibe of the show every episode.
Yes, that's it. I'm getting Comedy Bang Bang World. And everyone should too. Everyone listening, make sure you go check out comedybangbangworld.com. CBBworld.com.
CBBworld.com. You got it.
Let's go, baby. Andrew, what do you want to say before we have to get out of here?
Dude, I'm just so impressed, man. I think it's awesome that you can, again, like, you can just have all these avenues of, we're going from you're this character in another show to you're producing music. It's so wild to be able to watch this. I enjoy, when we get to have guests like you on the show, and
that's
just
what
learn
happens
so much
when you
about.
don't spend all your time microdosing, Andrew.
I know. I should be doing this on the weekend, trying to get involved in this. But
Yes.
oh man, but no. Again, I really do enjoy this show, and when we have great guests on that are involved in all these different, like, artists. I don't know, just the way you're able to produce your artwork in music, in comedy, in shows. It's amazing how what a human can do, and just what a comedian can do.
Thank you, Andrew, and save that for the wiki article. That was pretty good.
You're right.
It's a good first draft.
Yeah, it's a good first draft. Make sure you let Brett proofread it at least, so and then I'm sure we'll be good.
Yeah.
Oh man,
but I appreciate you, Brett, definitely, for coming on here and spending your time.
I appreciate it. Thank you for the kind words, and thanks for having me on. This has been super fun.
All right, man. Well, we got about 4 minutes before we have to get out of here.
Okay.
Yeah. Michael Cera was playing bass for Mr. Heavenly on tour.
Yeah, I like to say I replaced Michael Cera. I didn't really, but he was their first bassist, and it is surreal sometimes. Like, I see him on TV and just, like, killing it. I'm like, I'm playing bass in your spot. I'm like, what? How did that happen?
Brett Morris is super bad. Let's go.
I've never met him though. I still haven't met the guy.
Oh, that's insane. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. when we do meet, maybe someday I'll have to tell him. I bet he'll laugh.
Yeah, you'd be slapping the
Ooh,
bass.
I got a quick question. What's the one person that you've been like starstruck? You know, with everything you have done, that you've been like starstruck, or just a mentor
man.
or somebody you looked up to that you've met?
There's, I'm lucky to be able to say there's been a few of those. Jack Black was for sure one of them. And I was lucky enough to meet him a couple times, and he even FaceTimed me one time, like right after.
The dude who played Bowser? What?
Yeah, I mean, it was for like a technical question. It was just like, how do I upload this file or whatever? But I was still like,
pretty cool.
Oh my God, I saw that FaceTime coming in, and there he is, and he's joking around, and he's exactly how you would hope he would be. He's a goofball, and he made me feel like, he made some jokes with me. And, I met Mel Brooks too, and Carl Reiner. One time that was amazing, and honestly, working with Conan was a big deal for me. I produced Conan's podcast for a bit, and and all the people I've met on the way I really admire and look up to, and people like Scott and everything. But those people were I grew up with, like, in my previous life, and just idolized, and so it's just so surreal meeting them. Was a couple. Sarah Silverman was so fun. Yeah.
I couldn't imagine, again, like you said, just being able to finally, like, you were doing what you love to do, and then now you're getting to meet all these people that you've looked up to, and that's why, like, I love asking that question, because it does, for anybody that does listen, just kind of, you get to see how you take your passion in the work that you do, and then now you're just, you get to meet all these different people that you've looked up to.
Yeah, I met Rob Halford over Zoom, but I count it, and Willie Nelson. Those two were huge.
Oh, did you meet Willie Nelson over Zoom too?
I did, yeah.
Was he smoking weed when on the Zoom call? Well, you know what? I don't want. Oh, yeah, you can't give out. I don't want to drop the dime.
He had been smoking weed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair to say. That's fair enough to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, I've met Brett Morris, so I can say that now.
There you go. Well, thanks again for tuning in to Palm Trees and Progress Presents on NBC KCAA. Don't forget to check us out on all social media platforms at Palm Trees and Progress, and check out our website for all of our merch and other news, palmtreesandprogress.com. We have been joined by Brett Morris. Don't forget to check out Destroy All Neighbors, available on Shudder and Amazon Prime. And don't forget to check out cbbworld.com, and check out Who Charted, the podcast, on all streaming platforms as well. And we're going to go out with one of the closing song on the Destroy All Neighbors album, Free by Man Man. Let's go. You guys take it easy. Thanks again, Brett.
Sweet.